Hi everybody, welcome back to another solo RPG workshop video. This is episode 2. In this entry, we will be creating a character for the Call of Cthulhu RPG that I mentioned in my last video. So let's get started. Okay, we'll be doing this tabletop. So the book's here, but you won't be able to see the whole thing. I'll try to share the screen space here when we proceed. So first we gotta find the character creation page. So it looks like it's on chapter 3. It's going to be creating Investigator 28. This is a interesting process. So we have to first roll up the details for each characteristic, as they call it. So that's with strength, constitution, size, dexterity, appearance, intelligence, power, and education in that order. It's based on the basic role-playing system, but not every characteristic is the same. Some use a 2d6, 3d6. Sorry, 2d6 plus 6, but for strength, it will be 3d6, which is relatively normal. So we'll write that in the first box here, and oops, we get, let me re-roll that because I tipped it over by mistake. There we go. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 here. So I'm going to write these scores then times 5. Get my calculator here. That should be 40. Yep, it's 40. So we're going to put 40 here in regular. And then 3d6 for Constitution. That's going to be 10. 10 times 5 is 50 for Constitution. And let's swipe over here. The next one, size, is actually the 2d6 plus 6 method. So, which will be, looks like we have 9 plus 6. That will be 15. So 15 times 5 is going to be 75 for dexterity. And then we're back to 3d6 for dexterity. That's pretty low. We have 5, 6 times 5 is 30. So 30 for intelligence. Oh, sorry, 30 for appearance. Looks like I was off there. Okay. Next is intelligence, which is going to be a 2d6. You know what? I actually was off. Here, let me correct that. So 2d6 for size. 6 plus 6, that's going to be 11 times 5 is 55 for size. And then dexterity, which I'm going to re-roll, making that mistake. So, got thrown off here by the rolls. So 3d6, this is for dexterity. So we have 8, 9. 9 times 5 is 45. So, there we go. Appearance, which is also 3d6. We have 9 and 11. 11 times 5 is 55. For appearance, which I already rolled, but we're going to correct that. Okay. And then we have intelligence, which is going to be 2d6. Oh, nice. 12 plus 6 is 18. So 18 times 5 is going to be 90. Wow. It's way up there for intelligence. Probably even too high. Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna be a really smart cookie. 36 for power. So that's going to be, let's see, we have 11, 13 times 5 is 65 for power. Education, remove the D6. You have 6 plus 6 is 12 times 5 is going to be, I believe, 60. That's the no. Now, I'll make sure I didn't miss anything with each characteristic that has a sub mechanic. So intelligence represents determines the number of personal interest skill points you have. And I know there's another one that determines, let's see, your intelligence determines the number of personal interest skill points times 2 to be a new investigator. Okay, so this will give us some points. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's focus up here first. Power, roll 3d6. Sanity points is equal to your character's POW, so 65. Education. So I'm going to cap intelligence at, well, we did roll 90. I'm going to keep it where it is. Okay, moving on. Now we need luck. So let's see. The EDU is a factor in determining how many occupational skill points you get. Luck is rolled by 3 to 6 times 5 to get your luck score. So let's do the same thing. So we have 11, 12, 13, which is, I'm guessing, 32, 65. Okay, so 65 for luck. And then the age, which that's up to us, really. Let's do 20. Let's do 28 years old. Now with that, that will give us an improvement check on EDU. So doing this is basically a percentile. Let's see. Okay, an improvement check. So if we roll higher, it goes up by a D10 roll. 47 for EDU, which we failed, so we don't improve it. Okay. Half and fifth characteristics. Now this I will hold off. Don't want to burden the entire video calculating that. There is a reference chart which we can do. So almost forgot about that. I talked about it in my last video. Let's use the reference chart. Show you guys how it works. So this is the reference chart to all these little math problems. So 40 puts us at a 20 and an 8. For half and fifth, 50 puts us at a 25 and a 10. Dexterity is 45, I believe. I'm seeing some reflection there, so that's going to be 22 and 9. These are basically your difficulty rolls when there's a burden or a hindrance. Intelligence is pretty high up there, so looking at 90, which is 45 and 18. Size, looking at 55, 27, 11. 65 is 20, 32 and 13. Appearance is 55, 27, 11. EDU is 30, 12. Luck, let's see. Nothing else has those mods. All right, we're back to the calculating the amount of skill points we get. So now we need to do actually the damage bonus and the build. So all investigators, keeper, controlled characters, monsters have the attributes known as damage build. This is based on our size and strength combined. So our strength and size is 40 and 55 put together. That's going to be 95, which gives us no bonus whatsoever. So 0 and no bonus at all. We're pretty average. That's all right. We're stuck with it. Hit points, constitution and size. Hit points subtract the cumulative damage inflicted upon investigator and non-player characters. Figure out the character's hit point total by adding con and size. So we have 50 and 55, so that's 105. Then divide by 10. Rounding down should be, I'm guessing, 10. Let's use my calculator here. 105 divided by 10. Yep, 10.5 rounding down. So 10 hit points. Max earned. Okay. Move rate. It says here, if both, behind my logo, of course, it says here, the move rate's right down in the bottom right corner. If both your dex and strength are less than the size, your move is 7. So dex, our size is 60, is the reference of 55. Dex and strength are each less than size. They are, so it's 7. Okay. Determine occupation. This is where we get to choose our character's occupation. We will go back to this main little quick start, this guide here. We're skipping through. I want to find the occupation list, which I know is around here somewhere. There, the sample occupations. It's about 2 pages worth. We have, let's see, artist, athlete, author, clergy, criminal, doctor, medicine, director, engineer, entertainer, farmer, hacker, journalist. You know what? Because of our intelligence, I want to say journalist or librarian. Let's try journalist. So we'll put this in occupation here. Journalist. That gives us an EDU times 4. So that's how many points we get to use. 6, 12, 18, 24. That's 240 points. Skill expenditure for occupational related skills. The skills include, and there's a credit rating of 9 to 30. So that's dependent on a factor, I believe. I know there's something tied to that, not a mechanic. Credit rating. That's where start crediting is determined the character creation based on the investigator's chosen profession and play. Credit determines results dependent on. Okay, so we can spend that much on the credit rating. All right, because it defaults to 0. All of these have defaults. So when you add skill points, you add on top of the default starting. So I can choose to put 30 from my starting 240 points. Okay, now we just have to underline, not check, the starting profession skills, occupational skills. So we have photography and the arts and craft, which makes sense for a journalist. We have history, so I'm going to just underline that. History, library, which is down here, library use. Own language, right. So we'll just say English. That's tied to EDU, so 60. And then half of that's 30. And then we also have one interpersonal skill. We have charm, fast talk, intimidate, persuade. I think persuade. I've always liked persuade, so we'll underline that. Psychology is another one here. And 2 other skills of our choosing. Wow. Okay, so let's see. What would be 2 other skills a reporter should have? Computer use, definitely that. We have one more to choose. I don't know why, but I want to say fighting. Let's give it a shot. All right, so now we do the skills. Going back a few pages here, turn the characteristics. So we are occupational skills. Okay, let's go through our occupational skills first, and then we'll do the personal interests, which is investigator's intelligence times 2. We have a lot. So that gives us 180 for the secondary bank. All right, so let's go work our way down the main profession skills. Photography, I'm going to say I'll put 30 into that. 35. So we're down, let's see, that's going to be 205. Computer is definitely going to do 30 on that. Oh, I forgot about the default starting on that one. 35. And actually, I'm not supposed to deduct the base off that one. So 30 minus 240 is 210. 240 minus 30 is 210. And then another 30 for computer use is going to be 180. Okay. Fighting, we'll just do 20 for this one. Oh, credit rating. Let's do 20 in credit rating. That puts us down to 160. 20 for brawl, which is going to put us at 45%. Oops, of course, I hit the camera the worst possible time. 45. All right, so that puts us at 140. And then we have history. We'll do that at 30. That's 110. English, I cover library use. We'll do 30 here, so that puts us at 50. So minus 30 puts us at 80 from 110. Persuade, we'll do 30. Oh, I'm sorry, 40. That puts us at 40 total if we put 30 in there. Like 5, that puts us at 50. Psychology, we'll definitely put more on this one, but let's do 40 total, so 50, or 50 total, which is 40 minus, that's 10 left. So we have 10 more points left to spend as we wish. So leftover skill points, trying to remember if you can add it. Well, I am the GM, so I'm going to say, or the keeper. I will say yes. I do believe you can use leftover points on any skill, whether if I recall correctly. Let's do listen. We'll put the remaining 10 in there, so that gets us to 30. Okay, now we have 180 for personal interests. Let's do appraisal at 15. That's 10 less. Appraisal charm. Let's do. I'm thinking Cthulhu Mythos. I'd rather have this character run into a Cthulhu character, a Cthulhu monster related creature of sorts. So, oh, there's dodge. I almost forgot about that. Half dex, which is 22. Drive auto, we need just let's do 20 in there, so that's 40. Let's do that. So we'll do that's 20 left. Oh, 170. 20 is 150. Electronics, let's do 30 in this one, so 31 total. 120 left. And then we'll do fast talk. Defaults to 5. Firearms, let's do 10. We'll put it 30. So minus 110. Shotgun, let's do 10%, so it puts us at 35. 100. First aid, we'll keep it as it is. So I can't forget to do the defaults. 1, 1, 15, 20, 0, 5, 10, 5. We have, let's see, intimidate. That might be a good one for a journalist. Let's do 10 in there. That puts us at 90. We'll do 10 into jump. So puts us at 30. So 80 left. Let's do, depending on where this takes place, let's do Spanish for the language, another language. We'll do 40, or let's do 20, 21 total. That's 60. Law, oh, well, let's have some knowledge of law, so definitely have, let's put 10 in there. 50. Locksmith, again, 20, so 30 left. Kind of spending, gotta hold off on some things here. So 10 here, medicine, 10, 10. Occult, we'll do 10 in here. 15, so that's going to put us to 20 points left. Pilot, I'll hold off on that. Psychoanalysis, we'll do 1. Don't worry about ride. Science, nothing. Sleight of hand, 10. So we'll put 20 here. And then spot hidden. Stealth, let's see. Track. If it's a reporter, let's do tracking at 10. There we go. That uses all up. The rest is the default prices. And then now we're going to use that page I mentioned, which shows the reference guide, 49. So since leveling up is not in this game, or you don't have a level per se, you can improve at the end of each session. So if you roll in success, let's say we're doing a jump here, and I were to roll, excuse me, roll a 26 instead, which is underneath our marker of 30, I'll put a check there, and I'll roll again after session. Of course, I don't roll when I need to. If I roll higher, you gotta be kidding me. There we go. No, darn it. Okay, so I'm jumping successfully this entire time. 79. Okay, so if you roll higher, you roll I believe, a single, and that's how much it goes up by. That's how much it approves. You roll a d10. So now we need to do the math. So accounting is 2, 1. 1 is obviously 0, 0. 15 is going to be 7, 3. Counting is nothing. 35 is 17, 7. Nothing in that block. We have charm, which is 15. That's 7, 3. Climb is going to be 10. And then looks like lost my spot there. 4. Computer use, 35 is going to be 17, 7 again. We have 10, 4, 5, 2, 1. 22. That will be 11, 4. 40 will be, let's see, 20 and an 8. 10 will be 5, 2. 31 is 15, 6. 2, 1 for 5. 45 is 22, 9. 30, let's see, 30 is going to be 15, 6. I'm trying to look here first before going to the chart. 35 is 17, 7. First aid, 30 is 15, 6. 35 again. 25 I know we've done that before, just not yet. 25 is 12.5. Jump is going to be 15.6. 21 is going to be 10.4. 60, 30, 12, 15, 7.3, 50, 25, 10, 30 again is 15.6. 21 is, let's see, I thought we did that already. 21, yep, 10.4. 10.4 on Niner. 10 is just a 5.2, nothing for 1. 10 again, 10 again. And then let's see here. We have a Colt, which is 15 at 7.3. 40, 28, nothing for that. 50, 20, 23, sorry, 25, 10. 5 will be 2, 1. 20 is going to be 10, 4. 25, it's 12, 5. 20 again, 20 again, and the rest is 20. All right, so that is the skill allocation part. All right, next, after skill allocation, we're going to look at, make sure I didn't miss anything else on the back side. We need a backstory. That's evident. Oh, yeah, we need a name. So this will be Steven Seagal. No relation. Credit rating, we already did that. Weapons, personal interests, we have this already done. Backstory. So now, crafting. Let's see, current background entries. On the back side, birthplace, I think I'm going to say Denver, Colorado. Pronouns is he. Residence, let's say he still lives in Denver, Colorado. Okay, personal description, backside. You can choose one. Think of a distinct look that sums up your investigator's appearance. Here's some possibilities. Choose rather than roll. Okay, so let's see. Steven Seagal, or Stephen Seagal. He is, let's see, brawny. He's got scruffy, maybe. He's a reporter. Dante. He's dull. Definitely dull. Bookish, plump, slim, stocky. Definitely stocky. Oops. Stocky. All right. And a few more, let's see. Brawny, dull, stocky, and then tall. Large. Okay. Ideology, beliefs. Roll T10 or choose. Let's just roll. 1. There's a higher power than you worship. And pray. Well, the real Stephen Scully is a Buddhist. So let's say, I'm spelling this right. Buddhist, religious, so basically a higher power. That is true. Significant people. I have one in mind, but let's see what the dice says. 6. Person taught you your highest occupational skill. Identify the skill and consider who taught you. Oh, Well, if Steven Seagal was a reporter, which would never happen in a million years, he's typically special forces, CIA operative, or everything, any militant background. I would say himself, self-taught. If this was a class assignment, I'll be failing right now. Pretty bad. So, meaningful locations. Let's see. Let's roll now as to why that person is significant, because it's me. Shared experience. Well, I think we summed it up. Self-taught. Meaningful locations. Let's roll again. Five again. A place for socializing. Oh, strip club. That's where that's where he hangs out. That's his place. If you watch his movies, strip club is pretty often. It's pretty often location he likes to use a lot. That works perfectly. Treasured possessions. A picture of his ex-wife or his deceased wife or partner they never looks to figure out the murder of. Nine. A weapon. Of course. His let's see, what would be his oh yeah, his favorite sword. A sword. That's all it is, just a sword. Traits. Eight. Loyal. I doubt it. He's loyal to himself. Let's roll again. I see one that's pretty funny. Nine. A good reputation. In his movies, he always has a reputation, but in real life, which I'm trying to make this kind of a grounded Seagal character, I'm gonna choose one. Dreamer, gambler, ladies man. Uh, man, this is a tough one. I feel like making one up. Let's say he is a. I'll just say he's a ladies man. He thinks he is. He's a ladies man. Suave, charming, etc. But again, he thinks he is. Tries to be. I mean, our appearance is in the middle, so I'd say he's competent enough to try, and that's really it. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the story just yet. Cash and assets. So there is a table here. There's living standards, credit rating. Our living standard defines how we are, how much we have on hand and in our assets. So our credit rating is 20, which is average, which makes sense. So our spending level is average, 20. So this is modern day. This little chart, this little table here shows you CR times 40, 20 times 40. Let's pull up the calculator. This is how much cash we have on hand. 20 times 40, $800 in cash. Okay. Spending level, the assets times 1,000, $20,000. Okay. His spending level is, wow, $200. Okay. All right. Now, we'll figure out the assets later, or I'll figure that out off camera if I decide to use this character in a future video. Then there's some quick methods here to generate your character. Here's the quick reference chart for half and fifth values. And gear and possession. So let's say he has, well, I know there is a page for gear, but let's compare our results, make sure we didn't miss anything. Not using magic yet. Dodge, oh yeah, dodge, we gotta figure out dodge. Dodge is half your dex, it's just down here. 22, 11, 4. There we go. And then skills, which we already did. A lot of skills, which is always great. And now we gotta find the weapons, equipment, stuff like that. So that's on the back side. Gears and possessions. One. Let's see here. This will be. I know there's a chapter for that. Just can't seem to find it. Looking for armor firearms 112. Okay, so 112 might be the page we're looking for. I know for a fact there's a page that covers for gear. Here we go. Sorry, it's all right here. Equipment, modern air, 399.41. Okay, 399. Way in the back here. So, weapons. First, let's do possessions. It all has is a black jacket, sunglasses, as usual. And then let's see what he got here. He's got camera, SLR camera, which he doesn't know how to use. Well, he actually does. Let's see. That's men's clothing, communications. He has let's say he has a flip phone, not actually a smartphone. Cell phone. He has a laptop. Electronics. Let's see. Pen camera. Lodging medical case. Outdoor traveling gear. He definitely has a Swiss Army knife, or he has a survival knife. Let's say he has a survival knife. And then, notepad as a reporter or a journalist. Okay, weapons. Let's see, he has combat equipment, table weapons, handguns. Let's say he has a Glock. Or a, mm, yeah, he has a Glock 17, whatever. So Glock 17, 9 millimeter ammo, auto. Okay, and then his knife. He has a knife, and I would mention that. I mean, a machete. Let's say it's a large carving knife. Let's change the survival knife to something else. Let's say machete. Okay, machete and a Glock. So these two weapons we have to put here. Machete. The skill would be a knife, I believe. Let's see what that says. Machete is fighting. Yep, I was right. So it's 45, along with the brawl, 22, 9, 22, and 9. Damage with machete is 1d8. We don't have a damage bonus. It's a basic range. It's touch. Number of attacks is 1. There's no ammo for it. Cost blah blah. No malfunction. Okay, next is a Glock, which is going to be a 1d10. So that's firearms up here. There's a 30, 15, and a 6. It's a d10. 1d10. 15 yards. 15 yards. One out of every three. So one uses per round. It says 1-3. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to say three per round, I think. Three per one round. Bullets and gun, ammo 17. Malfunction rate 98. All right, there we go. And so I think we're set. That's our character. Not in full, but for the most part, 90%. This stuff right here usually fill out during the game. These are very simplified compared to how much detail you can put into them. And then there's your story. Down here is your fellow investigators that play other people. But for the most part, that is a full character in my eyes. And that's Stephen Seagal. So we'll keep that sheet in my records. I'll have that on standby if I ever want to use it. And that was really fun. I've made a character before with this game off camera, about two others just for practice. This will be my third, but I think that was fun. I love the skills how this game works, and I've talked about it already in like previous workshop videos. So that's really it for episode 2. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.